Hi everyone, welcome to the next video from this page from Flora by Maria Trolle using Staedtler Design Journey pencils. Now you can use any pencils of course, and the any Staedtler pencil numbers will tie up with the ones that I'm using. Right, I think we would do our little girl to start with and then see how we get on. Let's go in quite close. There she is. Now colour wise, we've got lots of choices obviously with our Staedtler colours. I'm gonna sneeze, hold on a minute. Right, as I said, we've got lots of choices. Now you might like to do her dress the same colour as the flower, as if she's growing out the flower. I've decided not to do it that way. I'm actually going to use quite a opposite colour in our colour wheel, a sort of real contrasting colour, number 6, the violet for her dress. I'm just going to start colouring as I talk. I'm just going to put a layer down because I think she'll stand out. Now with this dark colour, which violet can be, next to the black, making it stand out is harder. So I don't want to layer it on too dark because she'll sort of fade into the background, which certainly isn't what I want to do. So I'm going to keep this. This is just one layer, it's quite light. Staedtlers do come out quite light anyway, just because they're a hard pencil. So it's difficult to get pigment out of them compared to other types. And we're just going to go in and do her shoulder here. There. Now I'm going to look and check if there's any more dress. I'm pretty sure all the rest is butterfly. Oh, excuse me sniffing. Now I'm going to do a darker layer along the bottom here near the flowers where there will be some shadow, and then just sort of fade that up like that. And then we still get quite an intense purple or violet, but not near to the edge here where I'm trying to keep it a little bit lighter so that it contrasts with the black. But it still isn't mega deep anyway. If you're using a different brand of pencil, then you may find you're getting a much deeper colour, so you're going to have to watch out. Now I'm also thinking we'd get a shadow line under here, so I'm just going to do a deep line like that and see how it looks. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we have under her collar here, there'd be some shadow. Just going to tidy that up, it's a little bit messy. There we are. I'm going to leave that for now. I might change my mind and do a bit more on it in a bit. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to do her skin. Now we don't have a proper obvious skin tone in the Staedtlers. I think I'm just going to use number 43, which is the peach, and keep it and see how it looks really. I usually like to make, when I'm doing a pale skin, do it a bit pinker. I'm just going to put this on first and see how it looks, because it always looks a little bit yellowy. The skin isn't really yellow. I always struggle a bit with getting quite the right colour. I think what I'm going to do is grab a light pink and go over it with a pink, because although it looks quite pale on camera, we have got number 21, excuse me, which is the light rose. I'm going to use that on top in the same thickness of layer that I used the peach. I don't want it too dark. I just want to sort of tone down the orange a bit. Now we need to add a little bit of shape to her skin by adding a bit more. I think I might use the pink for this. So the base of the arm here, a bit more and tiny bit on the top, and then along here, and then on the edges of her neck. It just helps to make it look a bit more rounded. Also under the chin there'd be some shadow. Now I'm thinking just at the side and under the eye and at the side of the nose, a little bit along the hairline. Yeah, it's quite small to be able to see what I'm doing, and I think it looks particularly pale on camera because of all the black around it. It's really made everything look a lot paler than it actually is, but I hope that that is okay for you to be able to see. Now her hair colour, again hair colour, I'm not always find that easy. I'm going to grab number 11, which is our sand. It's very light. I'm going to use that to start with, and then I'll probably add in some darker colour, but it will stand out from the yellow, from the black, that's for sure. I'm going to use a reasonably heavy layer. I think I might have to chase up my son's driving licence application today. My one boy's came through ages ago. The other ones hasn't come. They sent them off at the same time. Their ID was returned at the same time. I don't quite know what's going on. Now I'm going to grab a bit of brownish colour. Not really dark brown, I don't think. I think yeah, I might use the burnt sienna to do some bits in her hair. So I'm thinking near the near her parting, we'll do a bit at the bottom, and then maybe here where it be shadowed, but maybe we'll have to do a little bit all over so it doesn't look odd. That's better. There she is. Now on the top of her head, she obviously has this sort of petal headdress, and I'm trying to think whether I would do that, the violet to match the dress, whether to go for a lavender, which is a bit paler, whether to use a contrasting colour. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm actually going to use the dark mauve, which is number 61. Where are you? Here it is. I think it'll stand out quite well, and I might use it for the collar of her dress as well, and then it'll tone in with her dress. Just sharpening. I'm going to use it fairly pale on here. But here, I want to get it dark into here, and then less up here. You might want to do this the same colour as the flowers, as if she's picked them from the flower, but I just want to add in some different colours. Although goodness knows what I'm going to do with the butterfly. Not going to worry about that now. Now her eyes just have the black pupil and the white. That's how they've been drawn. We don't have a space to colour in the iris, you know, the coloured part of the eye. We could do a tiny line to add in a little bit of colour. I did that in a picture yesterday and it worked, but it was a much bigger face. I think trying to get the amount of colour down that you would need to just cover that really small area could be quite tricky. If you make it too big, I think it's going to look a bit weird. So I am tempted to leave it as it is, just because it's so little. remember what I was colouring yesterday that I did that on. I think it's a frog. It's a Hannah Carlson book I was colouring. Okay, how are we doing? We haven't spent too long. Well, I did. Let's have a think about the butterflies. I'm going to pair up my butterflies, which is why I'm coming out, because I'm going to do them both the same. We'll start with the body, because that's the easier bit, in my opinion. I'm going to grab I think the 8, which is the grey, to do their bodies. So number 8. And we do the antenna, same colour now. It's not going to stand out massively against the black. Maybe that was a mistake. A lighter grey might have worked better. But it's done now. Now we've got a stripe going on here, but in my opinion it's too much detail. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm trying to do the edges darker and the centre a bit lighter, just to make the body look a little bit shiny. We've got stripes on this one too, which again I'm going to ignore. Try and make a bit of shine on his body. There he is. Just checking I've done it on both, yeah. Now they aren't, standing on a rustly thing. They aren't identical, but I'm going to try and colour them in a similar way. I'm just looking at my colours, seeing if my idea is going to work. Yeah, I think it will. I'm going to start with number 30. So we're going to do blue. Okay, what I'm going to do is colour the main part of the butterfly first, and then some of the dots and details I'll do afterwards in a different colour, but I'm going to colour on top of them at the moment. So this is my first colour, and I'm going to just fade it out towards the tip. Now, I'm not heeding my own warning about doing pale colours and them looking a bit wishy-washy. I'm hoping it's going to work with the black background. And the same here, so put more intense colour near the body and then less outwards. Like that, and then the same on this one. This is a little bit more intricate because we've got her hands and things to negotiate as we colour. Now I realise here we've got 2 wings. There's a sort of gap here, but we can worry about that later. Just get the main part done. Then I'm going to use a paler blue, 302, I think it's, yeah, pastel blue. Again, I'm going to just sharpen it. And then I'm just going to continue the colour. I'm just going to overlap a little bit and then continue it to the tip. So it goes quite pale on the ends. Now the right hand page of this picture, the flowers look very similar, as if you could do it as a double page, and the leaves do. You could you know, colour them the same, but they don't sort of continue across the page, so I'm not worried about that. I might do them in a completely different way. It's I'll probably do it, I won't do it very soon, so it won't really hurt if I do it really differently. Sometimes pictures really look too similar to not colour them the same, but this one I think is okay to do it differently. So basically with this one, not only am I obviously filling in the white bits that I've left, but just smoothing it out. Now it's still quite pale. That's what I wanted because I want to use my darker colour. I'm going to use the 33, I can find it, to do the patterning on our butterfly. All the dots and things on the end of the wing. So this is 33. And we're going to do all these dots. Now quite often on a butterfly I would do the dots and things in black, but we can't use black because we've got a lot of black, because our background's black. It would look different to the background because not all, you know, there's lots of different shades of black, but I still don't want to do it. I still want it to look different. So we're just using this blue, and I think it works really well anyway. It doesn't look like a real butterfly. There's no butterfly in my knowledge that looks like this, but I don't think that matters. My poor boys, I've just got them, asked them to write some thank you letters. I'm trying to work out what's going on. I think that might be right. I remember always hating writing thank you letters. I don't mind writing letters now, but I used to loathe it. And I find myself saying exactly the same thing to them as Isles had said to me, which is, they made the effort to give you a present, you can make the effort to write thank you. I remember being a horrible child sometimes, thinking, well, I didn't ask them to give me a present, or I didn't want the present. How rude is that? But they've had some very nice presents which they did really like. So it's not even their birthday yet, but they had presents early, so I thought if they do the thank you, start with some thank yous already, gets it out of the way, doesn't it? Okay, I'm happy with those butterflies like that. I might put some white dots on them in the end, but we've got these two little friends to do. It's always tricky to know exactly how to colour these. The hammer can obviously be any colour. I might just choose a bit of a lilac. This, is that what it's called? No, lavender, sorry, 62 for our hammock, because it will sort of tie in with the dress at the top then. Obviously it's not exactly the same colour, but it's very, very similar. Now the little critter, I think I'm just going to colour in a pale grey. I think it looks rather nice in white, but I want it to look like I've actually made some effort to try and colour it. This is 800, which is cool grey. And I'm not really going to do very much except just go over it a little bit. I'm going to do a second layer so it actually looks grey rather than just dirty white. Oh, so cute. Okay, and then we've got this one. Now I think this bit on the head might be a leaf, so I'm going to grab a green. What should we do? Thinking our sort of mid-green is the 52. Should we do it the same as the leaves? No, 52. This is the sap green. Oh, it's really blunt. Well, that's quite vibrant. That looks really nice against the black, I think. I'm going to block it in so it's nice, and I'm going to colour in this bit too, the same colour, just because I think it looks good. I'm going to do a few layers so that it's neater and more intense. And then hopefully a look quite cute. I'm never sure about the faces on these. Is it supposed to be like a horse chestnut? This is sycamore. It's just a critter, isn't it, really? I think I'm going to use this colour. I don't know why. 16. It is the golden ochre. I just think it'll look quite sweet. There we go. Now I'm just going to get a little bit of white pen and do a few dots on our butterflies. I'm going to use the Gellyroll 8, and I'm just going to put a dot on the end of each of the bits on the ends of the wings and one in the middle of each dot or circle. I don't know how much it'll show up, to be honest. And the same on this butterfly. Now this butterfly's obviously got a different design. I'm going to put it at the top of this sort of semicircle. I don't think we're going to need any more dotting. No, I'm going to leave it like that. Let me come out of it so you can see the whole page. Oh, is that about right? There we go. Yes, so there it is done. So you can see the difference hopefully in when you do a more intense colour and when you do a lighter colour, because of her, because of this little cat being quite light. It does stand out a little bit, but I prefer the intensity of a dark colour against the black. But hopefully that's given you a few little hints and tips on using a black background. Yes, thank you so much for watching. Please do like if you enjoyed it, subscribe and comment. Thank you so much, and happy colouring.